Chavez looking deep down the left side. Mendeville into the end zone. Touchdown!
Down the sideline, still Foley pointing to the house.
And the players streaming from the sideline to celebrate with 17 seconds left.
Welcome into BVarsity Live, everybody. I'm Zach Ewing, along with Trevor Horn, in the downtown Bakersfield, California studios. This is BVarsity Live for September the 24th. Is that right? I have that right? Yeah, it was right there. September 24th. Okay. See, I'm not as dumb as I look. Hey, we have some football guests in the studio today. We have Cesar Chavez High School. We have Coach Casey Quinn. We have Mario Solorio, and we have HUGO Martinez. Guys, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
The Titans are off to a great start this year after a great 2014 season. You guys are 3-0 heading into tomorrow night's matchup at Highland and coming off a bye week. How'd the bye week treat you guys, Coach?
It was good. You know, we grinded them in the weight room a little bit. You know, we lifted 4 days a week real hard and ran them real hard and worked on our skill sets and to get ready for Highland.
So wait a minute. Bye week is supposed to be a break, but it doesn't sound like as much of a break, Mark.
No, it's not.
You guys are more sore than Hugo. How about you guys? Did you get a chance to rest a little bit, but then also kind of get those bodies back in shape?
We just kept working hard every day. Like, took it like if it was a game this Friday, but it wasn't.
Now, you guys are both seniors, right?
Yes.
So you remember this program before Coach Quinn got here, and now that you've sort of been ingrained in his program for a couple of years, what's the difference like?
Well, it's like we've been working harder. Like, we're back to it. Like, we just keep going, being more competitive than last time. We're like more interested.
How about you, Mario? Can you put into words what the difference is like now versus 2 or 3 years ago?
Yeah, no, there's a big difference. You know, new routines in the weight room. You know, classroom wise. Before, the school wasn't as well, you know, sports wise. But I knew coming in that this group coming in that we were going to change this. You know, we had that in our mind that we're trying to change CHAVEZ football. And Quinn came along and it was a whole new group.
And for those who don't know, Cesar Chavez opened about 10 years when you got there last year, Coach, and not that the history was horrible, but it wasn't real good either. I mean, it was a lot of 500 seasons, a little bit below 500 seasons, and then all of a sudden you come in last year, you win 10 games, you win an SSL title, make it to the semifinals of the D4 playoffs, off to the 3-0 start this year, which includes a win over South, which hasn't lost anybody else, a win over West, which I don't believe has lost anybody else. And then a win also over Roosevelt to open the year. You guys hit the road again. Something you notice, you play 6 road games this year, Coach. We talked about that in the preseason. At Highland tomorrow night, what do you see out of the Scots on film?
They're good. They do a lot of different things on offensively. You know, they got good players. The quarterback is impressive. Throws the football really well. Got a nice touch on it. The running back runs hard. The guys up front offensively, they get off the football and. They got some players in the perimeter that catch the football, long, lengthy type kids. Defensively, they get after. They show you a couple different things. You know, it's obvious on film they love playing for the coach and they love playing for Highlanders.
Well,
Sure.
your calling card since you've gotten to Chavez has been defense. Is that something you pride yourself on as a coach, period, or is that just where the strength of the personnel happens to be?
You know, I'm an offensive guy. I'm an offensive-minded guy. You know, and when I took, when I had my first chance of being a head football coach, and that's what I focused my energy on, and offensive special teams. But as I evolved as a head football coach, I understood that I learned that to win games and be successful and put your kids in successful situations, you got to understand the defense. And the last 3 years, I've really focused hard on working on my skills and my mind to be a defensive guy. And at Chavez, I think we're doing a great job. I think we got great coaches that are willing to learn a new system and learn new skills and how to get our kids in a situation to be successful. And I'm pretty blessed that way. And I got great kids. The temperament of our kids is awesome, and the way they look and eager to come to practice every single day and to work with our awesome coaches. And so it's a pretty good formula. It's a pretty good result of what's going on. So it's a pretty good deal. Our defense is solid.
You were telling us before the show that Hugh got a chance to score a defensive touchdown against West, and you've never seen him run so fast. Now, that just is the point. Maybe the defensive guys, you don't get to do the touchdown dances. It's not the sexy part of football. It's not that sort of thing. How much do you guys take pride in saying, no, we're going to lock you down? I think you had 4 shutouts last year, and another one to start the year this year against Roosevelt, and nearly a shutout against West, gave up only the 1 touchdown. How much do you guys pride yourselves on being that type of program?
Really, we try to simulate perfection. That's what the coaches in practice. That's what we tried doing, game by game. You know, when we shut out a team, it relieves a lot of stress. You know, coaches, they put so much effort and time trying to show us the roads, you know, the routines, you know, to stop this team. It's really simple, really. Is you listen to them, and that's the blueprints to winning the game.
How about you, Hugo? Is a great defense performance more simple than people think? It's just about doing your job?
Just like Mario said, we do practice a lot. We stay focused on it, and we just got to do our assignments, and it goes easy when we do our assignments.
And these guys are both real good defensive football players in the front seven for you, Coach. What makes them like that? Is it you got to be good athletes, you got to be a smart athlete, I think, to play, especially at linebacker. But how do you sort of grow these great players?
You know, we train their eyes. You know, I think every football coach, you know, wants to train their kids as far as their physical approach, and you know, but we work hard on the mental approach. You know, training, seeing what's in front of their face and reacting to it. It's a stimulus response type situation. You know, we spend a lot of time. They understand what zone looks like. They understand what power looks like. They understand what a pass set looks like. We train their eyes in the perimeter to read 2 and 3. So it's just we just train, you know, really hard on their eyes and where they're going. And
Now,
their eyes will take where they're going.
Not to say you didn't expect any success, but if I had told you, what are you, 14-3 now at CHAVEZ, I think is the record.
I think we're 15 or 13-2.
13-2, okay. 13-2 in 15 games at CHAVEZ. Have you been taken aback by the level of success you've had this early?
You know, I you know, it took me a while to pull the trigger on coming to CHAVEZ, and you know what helped me pull the trigger was, you know, obviously the effort of our administration, the effort of our DO or the board, you know, bringing in things that to help us service our kids, and then, you know, spending some time in the town, just hardworking, gritty, you know, supportive families, and it just falls into the, you know, the same traits as their kids, and I'm not surprised. You know, I think, you know, the characteristics have always been there. You know, I just took a guy like me to come in and to appreciate every single component of Delano and appreciate every single trait of our kids, and just kind of put together and making sure our coaches see how special this place is and see how special our kids are. And I think, you know, that's where we're headed. We're heading into some pretty good times because we all work together. We have great relationships, and we're never satisfied, and we always want to serve our community and just be good citizens.
And we should mention the 2 losses are by a field goal each, I believe, at Wasco and at CVC in the playoffs. So, I mean, we're very close to being that perfection you talk about.
Casey, for those that don't know, you were a successful coach up at Central up in Fresno before you came here. For you, what has been the biggest difference from going from a school of, you know, 4,000 kids and, you know, a plethora of athletes all over the place to CHAVEZ, where, you know, guys maybe, you know, working jobs outside of work or outside of school and coming in and playing football? What's been the biggest kind of difference for you and the biggest advantage you think coming into a school like this?
You know, managing behaviors. You know, I think here, you know, up at Central, I was one of maybe 2 or 3 guys on campus that are working, you know, 150 plus kids. You know, here at CHAVEZ, you know, we got, you know, 4 or 5 coaches on campus that are working and helping us manage behaviors. You know, I think we're allowed to set our own expectations here. And the expectations are obviously aligned with our districts and our board and our administration's expectations, and and their job is just to support our expectations. So it's kind of been similar, but I'm totally enjoying my time at Delano and working for Cesar Chavez, and you know, we're just continuing to work hard and build healthy relationships, and that's what we're doing. So, you know, Central was a good experience. It was an eye opener for me. We wouldn't be where we are right now if I didn't have that experience. So that was great up there. But, you know, being at CHAVEZ, there's nothing better than being at CHAVEZ.
When you look at it, Zach, Bakersfield Christian and Wasco, both 15-3 in SSL action the last 3 seasons with this current group of 7 teams in that league. But you look at what you guys have been able to do, what George Fowl got up at Taft in his first season, has the Wildcats a 4-0, what Dennis Moody has done in the last 2 years at Kennedy. There's a shift in the kind of dynamic of this league, and we're not sure if it's going to stay the same next year or not when they make a realignment. But for you, Casey, I know you guys got 1 more week before you start league action. What do you look at? I mean, you've looked forward. I mean, what have you seen out of this league and kind of what you're anticipating?
just everyone brings something special to the table. You know what I mean? Whether it's the town, whether it's the style of play, you know, the coaches. You know, obviously I've said it before. The coaches in our league do a great job. They're egoless people and coaches, and they're doing the right things for their kids. You know, it's a tough league. You know, we were talking on the way up here. You know, each team has run something differently offensively and something defensively. So you gotta teach every week, which was awesome. It's a great opportunity for us and to teach our kids new skills every single week. And you know, and there's a lot of tradition. There's a lot of tradition in each school, and each school it's tough. You know, and the league is. You know, it's a grinder. I mean, there's not a week off whatsoever.
Trevor mentioned.
Excited about it.
Sorry, Casey. Trevor mentioned you guys are in that unique position of having the first bye in a 7-team league. Every team's off 1 week, obviously, from league play anyway, and you guys are off this week. Well, Arvin plays Taft, Shafter plays Kennedy, and Wasco plays Bakersfield Christian. How soon after your game at Highland are you going to be checking scores, see what happened, trying to get films? I mean, how soon do you flip your mind to that league?
You know, after I talk to our kids pretty much on Friday night, you know, once we get a break, it's on to the next deal. And
there's no Disneyland trip this week.
There's no Disneyland trip this week. And, you know, you know, you gotta be successful that first league game. You know what I mean? And to be able to put yourself in the driver's seat and you gotta be successful, ready to rock and roll. And so, you know, during football season, I don't sleep very well. You know, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, because that's where we're constantly reflecting and are we doing the right thing for our kids. Next week, it's pretty much, you know, I probably won't get any sleep. I want to make sure our kids are successful, prepared, ready to rock and roll mentally, physically, to enter, you know, league. And we're playing Taft. It's a Taft will probably get it done. You know, they're successful. They're on a roll right now, and they're going to come in as we're assuming, you know, 5-0. It's our homecoming. You know, hopefully we get things done on Friday night, and it's going to be a big game. So next week's a grinder. I'm excited about it, but I'm more excited about playing Friday night, tomorrow night, because our kids have worked hard. And they're eager to play, and you know, bye weeks aren't very good. I'm not a big fan of bye weeks. This week I changed our approach a little bit to bye weeks, but you know, I think our kids are a little bit more prepared than last year after a bye.
Hugo, for you, how much has the city kind of bought in that area? Because obviously Delano was a town of one high school, you know, 12 years ago, and now you guys came in, Katie came in. Do you feel a different kind of vibe around school and around town heading into Friday nights now for Chavez?
I feel like everybody separately, like everybody does their own thing. Not everybody has as much support as before. So now, like, we only have our parents' support, our staff support, and our coaches, which give us, like, makes us be more competitive every week.
Little bit of a chip on the shoulder there, us against the world sort of mentality. I want to get to know you guys before we let you go, too. Mario, let's start with you. When did you start playing football? How did you become a defensive guy? And tell us a little bit about yourself.
Really, I really got into football with Madden, you know?
Okay.
It was a video game.
Which was the first version you played?
Madden 06.
Oh, God, you guys are young. Okay. Yeah, I remember the ones on Super Nintendo, man. All right. So Madden 06, favorite team?
San Francisco 49ers.
Even in 06? They weren't very good in 06.
I know, I'm a diehard. You know?
All right, okay.
I like the way he's thinking.
All right, okay. So you were that's more of the cerebral side of it, though. You're getting into Madden. You got to call defenses, you got to call plays, you got to recognize that sort of stuff. Does that still help you now?
Madden gives us like good coverages, so I basically like simulate the game into my physical play on the field.
Casey, you okay with that?
I guess, you know, I'm not a video game guy.
Could be a training
I'm a Huddle
tool.
guy. I watch a lot of Huddle and film.
All right. But you so you that's how you kind of became a football fan. How did that translate into playing then?
I mean, after Madden, I told my mom I want to play football. You know, I was 7 years old, and it just led on after that. I mean, junior high came, and I wasn't very good in junior high until freshman year. That's where it really sparked. I already told myself, man, if I really want to play the next level, I got to step up my game. And so Casey QUINN came, and he improved my stance, my read keys, everything, the way I look at the field. You know, it's Madden also helped. You know? But,
Coach was great, but it was all about Madden.
When Casey came, it was a blessing.
Yeah. Next year, any plans yet as far as playing? It sounds like you plan on playing somewhere.
I'm not sure yet, but I do plan on playing the next level.
How about you, Hugo? You play Madden?
I play Madden, but I didn't play Madden that young.
So head-to-head, does Mario have you an advantage then?
Maybe. It'll be competitive.
All right. How about you? How'd you get into becoming a football player?
I didn't really like football when I was young.
Okay.
When I was young, I didn't have it in my hands. Like, I didn't have that opportunity until eighth grade year, they talked me into playing football. And once I started playing football, I would like to hit. Everybody would be scared of me because all I would want to do is hit. Then I came freshman year, and it was still the same mentality, just hitting. But then some coaches started training me, like, what to do specifically. And then when Quinn came along, he helped me out in all my stances and offense and defense. And ever since then, I started loving football.
So you love an aggressive player, Coach, but you got to hone it a little bit. You got to make sure it's headed in the right direction.
Yep, for sure. You know, I think these guys have they've had a lot of minutes in their minds and their eyes before we got here, and and my job was pretty simple. I just had to tweak a little bit and make things a little bit more specific, and I think we've done that not with just these guys, but the entire school-wide deal. So I think football's big. Our deal is, it's not about winning. It's about the preparation to win. And if we do those things and establish healthy relationships and grind and appreciate what we do and our talents, winning should come and being successful should come. So I'm proud of these guys. I'm proud of our school. I'm proud of our players. I'm proud of our everyone that works on our campus at Cesar Chavez for sure.
Yeah, that's a good note to end on. But I do want to ask you guys one more question. What music you have loaded up on your phone to listen to before the game tomorrow night, Mario?
You're gonna find this funny, but I listen to slow music.
All right. What like R&B type stuff or like jazz or what are we talking?
He's a reflector.
I reflect on. I put on the buds and just listen to slow music, whatever's on Pandora.
Okay.
Something like hip hop.
All right. What about you?
At first, I listened to country to
Yes.
make me not think, and then after that, a little bit of hip hop to pump me up right before the game.
Okay. So little calm down, get that equilibrium, and then pump yourself up for the game, right? All right, we love it. You guys have Highland tomorrow night. Taft has Arvin. You guys both win. It's an undefeated showdown in Delano next weekend. That'll be a real big one for everybody involved in the SSL. So, Coach Casey Quinn, Mario Solorio, Hugo Martinez, we appreciate you guys joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Chavez football off to a 3-0 start. We'll be right back here on BVarsity Live.